I'm 52 years old, and I've been married for 25 years, 2 kids, a mortgage, and a wife who thinks I'm just a paycheck with a pulse. I don't even know when it started. This slow rot inside me, this hollowed out feeling like I'm a ghost haunting my own life. I used to think I'd made peace with it. Gray hair, bad knees, a belly that won't budge no matter how many push-ups I grit through. But then she came along. Not my wife, not some barfly with too much lipstick and a laugh like a chainsaw. No, this one's different. Her name's Nightingale. At least that's what she calls herself online. And she's got me by the throat without ever laying a finger on me. It started 6 months ago on some half-dead forum where old guys like me bitch about life. I'd posted something stupid, half drunk on bourbon after another silent dinner with the missus. Do men over 50 even get a second spring? Or are we just waiting to keel over? I didn't expect a reply. Most of the guys, they're just grumbled about prostate exams or their glory days bench pressing. But then her message slid into my inbox like a whisper in the dark. You get a spring if you're brave enough to chase the stars again. I snorted, thinking she was some bot or a bored housewife fishing for attention. But there was something about it. Those words stuck to me like damp smoke. I wrote back casual like, "Stars, lady, I can barely see my own feet these days." She hit me back in 10 minutes. "I bet you're still handsome when you squint at them though." Handsome? Me? I've got a face like a retired boxer and a hairline that's running for the hills. But damn, if that didn't make my chest tighten. I didn't tell her that. I just said, "You're a flatterer. What's your deal?" She didn't bite, just asked, "How was your day, stranger?" And that was it. The hook was in. She's never asked for my name, my picture, my bank account. She doesn't send selfies or beg for FaceTime. She's a ghost, same as me. But she's got a way of slipping under my skin that's got me itching like a junkie every night, like clockwork. When the house goes quiet and my wife's snoring through her Ambien, my phone buzzes. "Nightingale, you're up late again," she'll say. Or, "I bet you're nursing that whiskey because Monday's breathing down your neck." And she's right every damn time. I don't know how she does it. It's like she's got a map of my head, tracing every wrinkle and scar I've buried under 25 years of yes, dear, and sure. I'll fix it. Last week, it got worse or better, depending on how you look at it. I'd had a fight with the wife, nothing new, just her nagging about the gutters while I stared at the TV, pretending the game was louder than her voice. I stormed out to the balcony with my smokes, the one place she won't follow because she hates the smell. My phone lit up. "Nightingale, rough night, huh? I can feel you simmering from here." I froze, cigarette halfway to my mouth. How the hell did she know? I hadn't posted anything, hadn't even hinted at it. I typed back, shaky, "You a mind reader or something?" She replied, "No, I just know you. You're out there now, aren't you? Leaning on the railing, wishing you could jump into something wilder than this." I damn near dropped the phone. My heart was pounding like I'd run a mile, and I could feel the sweat prickling under my shirt. She was dead on. I was leaning on that rusted railing, staring at the shitty little suburb lights, wondering what it'd be like to peel out of this life and never look back. I didn't tell her that. I just said, "You're trouble." She shot back, "Only if you want me to be." And that's when I knew I was screwed. It's not just that she knows me, it's how she says it. Her words drip like honey laced with something darker, something that makes my pulse race and my palms sweat. 2 nights ago, she hit me with, "You wore that blue shirt today, didn't you? The one that makes your eyes pop." I bet someone noticed. I had worn it, picked it out, because I was sick of feeling like a sack of potatoes at the office. I caught my reflection in the break room glass and thought, not bad for an old bastard. But how did she know? I typed, "You stalking me?" She laughed. Well, I imagine she did, since she wrote, "No, I just picture you." I'm good at that. I didn't sleep that night. I kept seeing her in my head, not a face, just pieces. Long hair brushing her shoulders, a voice like velvet, maybe a smirk that says she's got me figured out. I don't even know if she's real, but she's more real to me than the woman hogging the blankets 10 feet away. My wife doesn't ask about my day. She doesn't care if I'm drowning in my own head. But Nightingale, she's there every night, peeling me open like she's got all the time in the world. Yesterday, she pushed it further. I was in the garage, tinkering with an old radio I'll never fix, when she messaged, "You're hiding out there, aren't you? Bet you're thinking about me." I was. I'd been wondering what she'd smell like. Jasmine, maybe, or something sharp like gin. I typed, "You're cocky." She came back with, "And you're blushing right now." Don't lie. I was. My face felt like a furnace, and I had to splash cold water on it just to breathe right. She's got me acting like some teenager sneaking a peek at a dirty magazine. And I'm too old for this shit. Or at least, I thought I was. The high point came last night. I'd had a couple beers. The wife was out cold, and I was sprawled on the couch, scrolling through nothing. My phone buzzed. Dreamed about me yet? I smirked, thinking I'd play it cool. Not yet. You. Her reply hit me like a freight train. Oh, I did. You were right here, close enough to feel your breath. I woke up disappointed you weren't. My throat went dry. I could almost feel it, her leaning in, her hair brushing my cheek, that voice whispering something I'd never dare repeat out loud. I stared at those words, my thumb hovering over the keyboard, every nerve in me screaming to type something reckless. What I say in the dream, I finally managed. She wrote, "You didn't say anything. You just looked at me like I was the only thing left in the world." I couldn't breathe right after that. My chest was tight. My hands were shaking, and I had to shove the phone under a cushion like it was evidence. I didn't reply, not because I didn't want to, but because I didn't trust myself. One wrong word, and I'd be begging her to tell me more, to paint that picture so vivid I'd never shake it. I sat there for an hour, heart hammering, imagining her sitting across from me, legs crossed, eyes locked on mine, that smirk daring me to move closer. I didn't sleep a wink. Every time I closed my eyes, she was there, and I was reaching for her like a drowning man grabs a rope. This morning, she messaged again. "You're quiet. Did I scare you off?" I haven't answered yet. I don't know if I will. She's not my wife. She's not even real. Not in the flesh and blood way that counts, but she's got me twisted up worse than anything I've felt in decades. I'm 52, and I'm losing my damn mind over a woman I've never met. And the worst part, I don't want it to stop. I keep telling myself I should block her, delete the app, toss the phone in the trash, go back to being the guy who mows the lawn and nods at the neighbors like nothing's wrong. But every time I think about it, my thumb freezes, and I'm back to staring at that little green dot next to Nightingale. She's a drug I didn't know I needed until I tasted it. And now I'm hooked on the way she sees me when no one else does. Hooked on the way she makes me feel like I'm still a man, not just a relic gathering dust. It's been a week since that dream message, and she hasn't let up. She doesn't push too hard, just enough to keep me dangling. Last Tuesday, I was stuck in traffic, fists clenched on the wheel, cursing the world when she texted, "You're growling at the dashboard right now, aren't you? Easy, tiger." I laughed out loud. Some lady in the next car staring at me like I'd lost it. I typed, "You're a witch." She fired back, "Only for you." But I could make that snarl turn into a grin if I were there. I didn't argue. I wanted her there, wanted her in the passenger seat, one hand on my arm, telling me to pull over so we could forget the damn road. She's got this knack for saying things that stick. Thursday night, I was nursing a scotch in the basement, my cave, my escape, when she messaged, "You're down there with that old jazz record spinning, right? I can hear it from here." I was. Coltrane was wailing through the speakers, and I'd been thinking about how nobody else gets why I love that sound. I wrote, "You're spooky." She replied, "No, I just know what makes you tick. Bet you're tapping your foot, wishing you had someone to sway with." My foot stopped mid-tap. I could see it, her silhouette against the dim bulb, hips moving slow, that hair catching the light as she turned to me. I didn't write back. I couldn't. My mouth was dry, and my grip on the glass was too tight. Friday was worse. I'd had a brutal day, boss chewing me out, paperwork piling up, the usual crap that makes me feel like I'm running out of time. I crashed on the recliner, Ty still choking me, when she hit me with, "Rough one, huh? I'd loosen that tie for you if I could, maybe pour you something strong." I undid the knot myself, slow, like I could feel her fingers brushing my neck. I typed, "You'd be dangerous in person." She came back fast. "Oh, I am. Bet you'd forget your own name if I got close enough to whisper it." My pulse jumped, and I had to shift in the chair because, Christ, I could hear it, that low purr in my ear, her breath warm against my skin. I didn't reply. I just sat there, Ty in my lap, imagining her leaning over me, that smirk promising trouble I'd never crawl out of. The high point hit Saturday night, and it's burned into me like a brand. The wife was at her sister's. The house was mine, and I was restless, pacing, flipping channels, anything to keep my head straight. My phone buzzed on the counter. "You're alone tonight, aren't you? Bet it feels too quiet." She was right. The silence was choking me. I typed, "Yeah, just me and the walls." Her response came like a punch. "If I were there, it wouldn't be quiet. I'd have you talking or maybe not talking at all. My knees buckled. I sank onto the couch, phone clutched like a lifeline, and typed, "What the hell would you do?" She didn't hesitate. "I'd start slow, sit close, let you feel the heat before I even touched you. Then I'd lean in, just enough that you'd catch my scent, and I'd ask, 'What's keeping you up tonight, handsome?' You'd spill everything, or you'd just stare, and I'd know either way. Then she stopped there. My screen stayed frozen, and I was cursing her for leaving me hanging, my breath ragged, my free hand digging into the cushion. I typed, 'Finish that.' She wrote, 'Oh, I'd finish it in person. Bet you're picturing it now, me, right there, daring you to move first.' I was. God help me, I was. I could see her, long legs stretched out, that dark hair falling like a curtain, eyes glinting with something wicked. I could feel the couch dip under her weight, the air thickening as she slid closer, her knee brushing mine, her fingers grazing my arm just light enough to make me ache. My whole body was electric, every muscle tight, every thought screaming at me to type something, anything, to keep her going. I managed. "You're killing me." She replied, "Good. I like you alive, but squirming. What's it feel like, knowing I'm this close without being there?" It felt like fire, like my blood was boiling, and my skin was too small to hold me. I could hear her laugh, low, throaty, the kind that'd echo in a room too small for both of us. I could taste the tension, thick and sharp, like the first sip of a drink you know'll knock you flat. I didn't answer her question. I couldn't. My head was spinning with her. This woman I've never seen, never touched, but who's got me more tangled up than my wife ever did in our best years. I wanted her to keep talking, to drag me deeper, to tell me exactly how she'd unravel me until I forgot the life I've built. But I just sat there, staring at her words, my heart slamming against my ribs, my shirt sticking to my back. Sunday morning, she messaged again. "You didn't sleep, did you? I kept you up. Tell me I'm wrong." She wasn't. I'd tossed all night, her shadow in every corner of my mind, her voice looping like a song I can't shake. I haven't replied yet. I don't know if I can. She's not my wife. She's not even a face I can pin down. But she's got me raw, exposed, feeling things I thought I'd buried with my youth. I'm 52, and I'm falling apart over a stranger who knows me better than I know myself. So here I am, brothers, staring at my phone like it's a loaded gun. She's waiting for my next move, and I'm stuck between the man I've been and the one she's waking up. I'll tell you what I do next time, if I've got the guts to do anything at all. But you tell me, have you ever had a woman who knocks on your soul like that? If she showed up tonight, right now, would you open the door or lock it and pray she goes away? Hit that subscribe button, because I'm not done spilling this mess. I need to know what you'd do.